You're playing dumb because you don't have any other option. You're playing dumb for that. You're not playing dumb because it's smart. You're playing dumb because it's the only card you got. And what you're going to try to do is prop up some other people to reinforce you trying to play dumb. It's not going to work. Black folk aren't really interested in hearing you play dumb anymore, and marching out Angela Rye with her Breakfast Club credentials and telling yourself that street cred, it's not going to cut it. Bakari Sellers, irrelevant. Andrew Gillum, already a loser. April Ryan, might as well not even be there. You're not going to be able to steal the narrative back like you used to doing, because you want to play dumb because it's in your interest, but we're not allowing it to just go unanswered. You're not going to be able to just sit up here and play stupid and then everybody else just sings along. Some people will, but not enough of them. And it gets worse for you. Because you see, the more you trot out these newly purchased Negroes to toe the company line, you make us more correct. Because we know ultimately they can't tell the people the truth and they can't actually push a black agenda. So they can't actually say what we're saying. And as long as we are able to let people know, okay, this is what the real is, you're not going to be able to get any traction for these people. People don't want to be sold in the large numbers that you're accustomed to them being sold in. They don't really want that. Now, you need it. You need that to be the case, but that's not really what it is. That's not really what it is. It's not. Playing dumb is an American pastime. It's an American pastime because up until this point, it has worked very well. And right now, it's the only weapon that they have because they need to have a full frontal assault in order to solidify white supremacy and its right to kill. But we can't let that be the truth. We can't let that be reality. We can't let them get away with that because our very survival is at stake. You see, when white supremacy began its global march, it began it with violence, and it has continued to maintain it through violence, but also through its economy, has been the chief means for the past 100 years. But as their numbers population-wise have begun to diminish, they're resorting back to violence as the way of keeping everybody in line. That they, as a group, are first and foremost most willing to commit indiscriminate acts of violence upon racial lines against people who are not them. That's the name of the game now, is being willing to execute acts of racial violence on a level that other people are not. That you will indiscriminately kill people who are not white. That you will send out your media apparatus for the purposes of defending that type of behavior, for the purposes of camouflaging it, for the purposes of misdirection, for the purposes of changing the subject while the bodies pile up in the street. This is how dedicated to prosecuting this race war against us they are. They're mobilizing everything. You think we're going to have Senate hearings on what to do about white supremacists? You think we're going to have Senate hearings on that? No, it'll be your black lawmakers. If you try to have a hearing like that, it'll be your black lawmakers saying, well, the white supremacists, they show is bad, but I mean, this is really about guns, though. What we need to do is really about guns. You'll have your so-called black lawmakers jumping up first and foremost to say, well, it's not really about white supremacy, it's about guns, which is what we have now. It's about guns. They're not dumb. They know what they're doing. They're not stupid and they're not oblivious. They know what they're doing. And they've gotten ultra desperate because now every week the discussion is about white supremacy and black empowerment, and now they want to change that discussion. But they're going to continue to play dumb in the meantime. because up until this point, it's kind of worked. It's getting ready to stop working. But they've got nothing to lose by continuing to drag it out. They got nothing to lose. They just want to know if you're going to play along. They just want to know if you're going to play along, because if you do, then they win. And they've maintained the status quo. You play along, they win. That's all they really want. Our job here in the new black media is to make sure that does not happen. And we're going to do everything in our efforts, everything in our ability to make sure it doesn't. But first and foremost, acknowledging that we understand that they want us all to play dumb, and we're not going to play along with them, no matter how many tokens you hire. If you have not been to our website, blackchannelfilms.com, you definitely want to go there and check out our documentary work, 7 a.m., Gentrified Ethnic Cleansing American Style, and our newest documentary, Race War. Many of the things I talk about here have been detailed in these films. You definitely want to check that out. It's a great resource, especially for personal edification and general education. So you want to make sure you check those out. blackchannelfilms.com. See those. And this concludes tonight's broadcast of the Black Channel.net radio program. I am your host, your brother, your humble servant, the Black Authority. And until next time, my brothers and my sisters from around the world, remember, black is the future, and the future is uncompromising.
Well, there you go. Anyway, just had to get that out there. I'm gonna holler at y'all.